This is Nathan Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams, and we're located at 2152 Valentine Street, Los Angeles, California. We're going to perform a video and sewer inspection on a 4-inch ABS mainline sewer cleanout located at the rear of the property next to the stairs by the back door. We're going to pause the mic real quick. This is our 4-inch mainline cleanout in the rear. This is the back door here to the rear of the house. This is the stairs. And this is the backyard. And we're going to zero out our camera monitor here at the top of the cleanout.
Zeroed out.
Zero it out, and we're just going to begin our sewer inspection. So we're pushing down in black ABS.
Hold for a second. Let me flush the toilet for you.
We're just going to run some water to get our camera clear. For a moment, we're going to pause our mic. Okay, we went ahead and flushed some water.
Try and flush that thing.
Flush some water in the house and get our line clear. And we're going to begin to push out. And again, we got a little bit of water running in our house, and we're just going to continue to push out. I'm going to pause the mic. Okay, we're going to begin to push out. We had to flush some water and get our line clear. And we're just going to pull up, and that joint seems to be in fair and maintainable condition at this point. We're going to just continue to push out. Continue to push out. I'm just going to continue to push out. And it seems to be in every joint is about 10 feet in between joints. And we're coming up on this joint here. We're just going to continue to push out. That joint seems to be in fair and maintainable condition. Just continue to push out. Just going to continue to push out. There's real long lengths of black ABS piping, and coming up on a joint right here. The joint is fair and maintainable condition at this time. And we're just going to continue to push out. I'm going to slow down real quick. A little bit of an offset right here in this joint, top, around the 12 o'clock to the 3 o'clock.
Not terrible though.
Not a terrible offset.
That might be part of it, just glue.
The glue. It might be a glue over, or just a little bit of the glue over pour showing in this joint right now.
Just a little bit more?
A little bit more. Right there, good. Yeah, it's just a little bit of the glue over pour. This joint seems to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. We're just going to continue to push out. We're going to pause the mic for a moment. Okay, we're just going to continue to push out. And it just seems there's a long lengths of black ABS piping. And we're just going to continue to push out. There's a little bit of cobwebs up on the top right here. We're going to continue to push out. Coming up on the joints right here. We're going to pull back just a little bit just to check this joint. We're going to pause our mic here for a moment. And this joint seems to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. We're just going to continue to push out. We're going to pull back just a little bit. There may be an opening at the top of this fitting right here. We're pause right there. And we're going to pause the mic real quick. So it seems to appear that we have a Fernco coupling here, and the Fernco coupling it allows the pipe to give, and it may have shifted in the piping, and it's really not a usable. And the Fernco is not a band that we suggest to using, but this joint seems to be in fair and maintainable condition at this point, and we're just going to continue to push out. and making a little bit of a drop. We're just going to continue to push out. And then seems to be that we came into transitioned into concrete piping. I'm going to pause the mic here for a moment. Okay, we're just going to continue to push out. Continue to push out. Making a little bit of turn here, and we're going to pause our mic pause right here for a moment. And it seems that we have transitioned to vitreous clay, and we're going to pull back, and there is offsets, and we're going to pause our mic and locate here for a moment. Okay, this area is in the rear of the property, and it is inaccessible because it drops down behind the easement, and there's a gate there that we can't get to. But at this point, it seems that these joints are in fair and maintainable condition, and we're just going to go ahead and push out. Okay, and excuse me, I meant to say that this is inaccessible area to get to at this point, and we're just going to continue to push out. And there's a little bit of an offset at this joint right here at the top of the pipe around the no major breaks or anything or root intrusions. Fair and maintainable condition. We're just going to continue to push out, and we're just going to continue to push out. A little bit of an offset here at this pipe on the joint here. Pull back a little. We're just going to pull back a little bit.
Pull back?
Yeah, just a little bit right there. And there's a little bit of an offset here. Not too bad. We're just going to continue to push out. Continue to push out. Making a little bit of a turn. And we're going to continue to push out a little bit more. And then we have a little bit of an offset here in this joint right here. We're going to pause our mic for a moment. Okay, we went out and pushed all the way out to the city sewer tie-in, and you can see that the water is flowing in beneath us, and this is our city sewer tie-in. So we're just going to begin to pull back and take a look at us. Continue to pull back, and we're just going to continue to pull back a little bit more, and there we're just going to pause right there, and that is our city sewer saddle. We're going to just push out a little bit more. Right there. We're going to pause our mic for a moment.
Okay, we went ahead and just pulled back just a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to push back out into our city sewer tie-in, but we're just taking a really good look at this area. And as we pull back just a little bit, we can tell that we do have a fairly large break in this area. This is right at our city sewer saddle. This is the city sewer saddle tie-in connection. And again, you can see in this joint here, we do have a little bit of offset in that joint, but if you go up to about the 9 o'clock area, you can see a large gap. That's a large crack in the vitreous clay. And again, as it comes back, it runs along all the way around the 9 o'clock area, and again coming down all the way down to about the 6 o'clock area. So we do have a large break in this area. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, as I mentioned, we went ahead and pushed all the way out to our city sewer tie-in, and we did pull back a little bit just to take a good look at the saddle area. And again, we do have a large break in the saddle. As you can see there, right around the 3 o'clock area, you can see a large break in that area. And then again, we're just going to pull back slowly. And as we pull back slowly, you will see that we do have another large break that's coming around, all the way around from about the 12 o'clock area, coming all the way down to about the 3 o'clock area as we pull back. So we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we just continue to pull back slowly. And we're making a little bit of a turn in this area here. And again, as we pull back, we just continue to pull back. And as you can see in this area here, that we do have a break in this area. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. See the crack there. Right around the 9 o'clock area, you can see the crack in the joint there. And again, as we pull back, you can see that it runs all the way along that 45 turn here, right here in the turn, in the 45 turn. You can see that we do have another large crack in that area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And just continue to pull back. A little bit of offset in that joint as well. And again, we'll just continue to pull back. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull back to a portion to where we get back onto the property, to where we transition from our vitreous clay sewer line to our black ABS sewer line, and we're going to pause there and locate that area. But again, we'll just continue to pull back. And we did get a good look at these joints on the way out. And again, as we mentioned, we did have several offsets. We got a little bit of water running now. Somebody had flushed some water. Again, a little bit of offset there from about the 9 o'clock going around to about the 2 o'clock area. And again, we'll just continue to pull back. We're coming up here, and again, here in this area here, we do have a large offset. And as you can see, this is just right before we transition back into our black ABS sewer pipe. And as you can see there, from about the 9 o'clock area going all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area, you can see that we do have a fairly large offset in that joint there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area.
Okay, we are recording again. We've located this area at approximately 9 foot 7 inches deep in the easement area down below the back retaining wall. And this is our transition from vitreous clay back to ABS plastic. And it is in the easement area. Now we're going to begin pulling back. And there's a couple turns in the ABS plastic, and we're coming up now from the easement area. We're going to come up probably a couple more feet, and then we're going to have another turn and level off. And now we're making a turn. Coming back, here's our turn. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. And we're just going to pause for one moment, and that looks like it is our test tee area. We're going to pause for one moment. Okay, we're going to continue recording, and that's our test tee area. We're pulling back now. We're in ABS plastic piping, and we're going to continue pulling back, and we're going to try and take a look at a joint and see if it was trenchless piping, if it's rolled joints or if it's glued joints. I believe it may just be ABS plastic piping and not poly trenchless piping, but we'll see when we come back to the next joint. Continue pulling back. long length of ABS plastic sewer piping. We're going to go slow. We're going to pause for a moment. We're going to push out just a little bit. Push out the hole. Stop. Pull back a tiny bit. Okay, stop. Huh?
It's rolled.
Yeah. This joint appears to be a rolled poly joint. Means it's trenchless piping. It's very thick. And it was pulled trenchlessly by pipe bursting through an existing piping. But it's the same diameter as the pipe that was in here, and it appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. We're going to begin pulling back now. We're at 33 feet. I'm going to pull back. Going to continue to pull back. We're going to go a little bit slower. Should be coming up on the joint here pretty soon. Going to slow down right here. Going to push in just a little bit. Just want to check this and see if we have anything here. Now I just have a little debris in there. Not a joint. And we're going to pause right there for just a moment. We're going to pull back just a tiny bit. And there's what appears to be another rolled poly joint. We're going to continue to pull back. And all the ABS plastic, from what we can see, appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. We have some ABS plastic toward the end of the line, going toward the easement where we have the turns. We're pulling back toward our mainline sewer cleanout, and now we've got our turn, and we're pulling up and out of our mainline sewer cleanout, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.